Welcome back. Senior Lights action up next, and this is a hotly contested grid. Sam Massey and Matthew Pearce on the front row ahead of Jack Golding and James Lay, with Grant Hunter and Patrick Lay on row 3 ahead of Ewell, Evans, Hudman and Welsby. And it looks to me as though we've got a very hotly contested grid because we've got a full house. It is literally full to the rafters, the Senior Lights. A very popular championship this. Overtaking and great racing guaranteed in this series, and it's going to be very entertaining for us on the sidelines. Sam Massey looking to repeat his 2014 success, but it's not going to be so easy this year with 29 vultures circling him around every corner of the Shenington circuit to get the season started. Massey does hit the front initially, so he's got the best start he could hope for, with Matthew Pearce tucking in behind, a couple of drivers wide at Cafe. I suppose that's to be expected with 30 karts on the grid. And oh, Massey almost lost it under braking there, just managed to collect it together, the back end stepping out as they make their way through Stratford Hairpin for the first time. No catastrophes, and that is good. So that means that the field can battle all the way from the front to the back, and it is an incredible spread. Third position, that is Jack Golding, putting himself nicely into the contest with himself and Matthew Pearce. Good scrap for second place, starting up already, trying to get the undercut out of Wilkins, and down the straight once more. It's Massey who leads it, Pearce second, then Golding, then it's the Lay brothers. James ahead of Patrick at the moment, then Grant Hunter. Ewell is 7th ahead of Evans, Fisher and Hudman, with Mantos Zaromskas in 11th position at the moment. And it looks like the Lays are having a bit of a fight, keeping it in the family. Yes, indeed. It looks like Patrick's got past James, and now he's signalling to his brother, let's get after the top 3. I wonder who's going to be washing the dishes later, because that's not exactly the sight that James Lay would have wanted to see. Never mind brotherly love. If we're not careful, he might get to brotherly shove, depending on how we end up getting this race going. So through Wilkins once more. And out in front, your leader still Sam Massey, having pulled out a nice little gap over the 9 of Matthew Pearce at this moment in time. Golding in 3rd position, and then it's Lay 4 and 5, with Patrick ahead of James at the moment. 6th position, still Grant Hunter, getting himself nicely into position. And now that advantage Massey had has well and truly gone. He seems to have made a mistake somewhere. Oh, that's Keenan Saeed. He's off the circuit there in the background. So that's not the best way for his season to begin. He would have liked to have had a good, strong finish. And that's definitely curtains for him, unfortunately. Now, here comes the 9. Once again, Pearce looking on the inside of Massey, just trying to see, is there a little window of opportunity? The answer at the moment is no, and it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, with James Lay having to watch his brother at the moment in 4th position. And 6th position, still this little battle between Hunter and Ewell, with Evans in 8th position in the 183, Fisher, Hudman and Zaromskas, Welsby and the E-plate McCullough, and up the inside. Nice manoeuvre there from the 9 of Matthew Pearce. He takes the lead, and that was very nicely timed, and that's going to give the 3rd place man, Jack Golding, an opportunity to have a look as well for 2nd position. So many times in this world of karting we see one guy make the move and the other is not far behind because the rhythm and momentum is lost. But up to the lead comes Pearce, Massey 2nd, Golding 3rd, Lay and Lay 4th and 5th, the 2 brothers. Patrick ahead of James at the moment. And again, is Massey going to get his opportunity? There's Patrick Lay, 20 years old, the 2009 Easykart Junior Champion, of course, so a very successful family. And let's see. Already, look, number 9, Pearce is defending at this early stage in the race. He must be aware of the fact that these two are going to have a tough race. And there goes James Lay in the 250, making his move back on Patrick Lay. So we've got ourselves a bit of a Michael and Ralph Schumacher battle on the circuit at the moment, because it's James and Patrick Lay squabbling over 4th place. And unfortunately, while it's a great move for James, he's actually lost ground from the top 3. So they need to stop battling each other and get after the top 3 here. But Patrick's back on the inside. I want to lead this one, and Massey's going to make the move back on Pearce to get the lead. He's done it. Very nicely done. So up to 6th position, that looks like Ewell in the 244 has made his way past Hunter to get into 6th position, so great manoeuvre from him. And again, Massey, Pearce has got the door wide open and gets into the lead once more, with Jack Golding in 3rd position. He seems to have dropped back, actually. I think that was a bit of a mistake on the exit of Stratford Hairpin, just didn't quite get the exit speed he would have liked, and that's put him into the clutches of Patrick Lay in the 175 once again. Great battling further down the field. That's the E-plate. That is McCullough trying to make his move on the inside of the 220 of Hudman. He's having a great little scrap here to get that move done. Here comes third position. Oh, it looks like Lay's got through into third place now. So Patrick Lay has got himself into third position. Couple more moves. I think that was McCullough making the move on Hudman further back. And out in front, no, he's managed to get third place back again. So nice move there from the three of Golding. He got a big challenge there from the 175 of Patrick Lay, and back into the lead once more has gone Pierce. So Pierce retakes the lead from Massey. It really is a five-car battle. And is that James Lay getting the move on Patrick through Bruno Ferrari chicane? I think I just saw him get on the inside line there and take over that fourth place. And we're looking further back in the pack as the 233 of Fisher tries to make his impression on Evans in the 183. So Richard Evans trying his best, and up the inside comes the E-plate. Is this going to be the move? No, McCullough can't quite get the move done on Fisher there. Great scrapping from the front of the field to the back, and Sam Massey hits the front again. And these two having a great squabble. This must be so frustrating for Jack Golding in the 3, watching these two swap positions, and he's stuck there in third position. He must think, come on, I can get through, I can get past both of you. You're both making mistakes, you're both dropping the ball. I need to get through and into the lead here. And this will be very frustrating, sat in third place. But he doesn't want to make the move too early. He wants to let these two scrap and come at them unawares and get that lead. He's not far away from them now at all. Right on the bumper as James Lay, it is now in front of Patrick Lay in fourth position. So the 250 in front of the 175 as they continue this brotherly battle. Just outside the top 6. Still a nice charge, but it's the 244 of Steve Ewell that leads the way side by side, and that's finally the move for Golding. He gets into second position, past Pierce with James Lay in the 250, up the inside of Pierce, and he's going to go for third place here. Pierce is going backwards down the field. Great manoeuvre there from Lay, and if he's made that stick, that is a very nice manoeuvre. Brandon Williams, the 18-year-old from Hinckley in Leicestershire, up the inside of the 244 of Ewell, who is just going backwards down the field himself now, losing place after place after place, but it's a great move through the field here. Jack Golding now hits the front in the 3. Now, we didn't see where he got past, but he's up to the lead. So finally, all that hard work has paid off. He's going to let Massey get back through. Can he get him on the undercut once more? No, he has to stay in second position, but he's swarming all over the back of him into the Bruno Ferrari chicane. James Lay now up into third position. Up the inside. Oh, that got a bit messy. Patrick Lay on the inside of Pierce, and there was contact. I don't know whether one or either of them managed to get away from that. Let's look at it again. Lay makes the move on the inside of Pierce. Patrick Lay just gets it on. Oh, and he's actually tagged his brother! He's tagged both of them off! Oh dear, I didn't mean to curse them when I said brotherly shove, but then they went and actually did it! Oh dear, I think it's definitely going to be Patrick Lay that does the dishes later on then, because James Lay's race is absolutely ruined. So how's that going to play out in terms of the leader? Because Massey and the 3 of Golding are still battling for the lead. Golding just in front at the moment, but everybody else is going to move up several places. I think I just saw Pierce going through the position a long way down. So third is now Williams. So Williams is third, Ewell is now fourth, Hunter is in fifth position. Where is the... There's Lay, there's Pierce. So yes, they both dropped back a long, long way. I think they've lost about 10 to 15 places or so. And here's the leader, Golding, just in front of Massey. Let's look back. Brandon Williams, it is in third position. So great to see him having charged his way through the field. He's suddenly being gift-wrapped to third place. It looks like we've got a retirement there. Now, look at that. Williams started 18th. He's now in third position. You must think Christmas has come very early. And there's some slight damage to Patrick Lay's nose cone as a result of that contact, but he's still able to motor on. Looks as though number 3, well, he's made a gesture to the number 1 of Massey, but I noticed that his number plate has actually been knocked loose. So I wonder, was that a little bit, come on mate, play safely, play fairly. Patrick Lay going through the screen. Notice a lot of nose cone damage. Can't see his brother though, so I wonder if, oh, James Lay out of the race then. So Patrick Lay making that move on Pierce, not only did he put them both down the order, but he took his brother out of the race. Well, that's a family scrap I don't want to be part of. When me and my brother fought when we were kids, it was over a favourite toy. It wasn't over a race in a national championship. So that's going to be an interesting drive home, to say the very least. Now, let's look at the order. Golding, Massey and Brandon Williams in the 2-2-3 has made his way up. And he's now on the back of the leading battle. He started 18th, and he's now right in the chase for victory on the back of Massey. So well, if anybody buys Patrick Lay a drink later on, it's going to be Brandon Williams, because he'll be delighted to be up in third place, battling for the victory. Fourth is now Yule from McCullough from the E-plate, right up in fifth place. He'll be very delighted to be there, considering where he started earlier on. Hunter sixth from Evans, Fisher, Zaromskas, Hudman. Baral Smith is now in 11th position, in front of Patrick Lay. So Lay down to 12th, Pearce is down in 14th behind Wellesby. So a lot of, in fact, there they go. And in fact, actually, that looked like Pearce made up the place. So he's up to 13th position now. So these three stretching their legs out in front. It's Yule who's in 4th position. Steve Yule, the 244. There he is in the yellow helmet, trying to get away from McCullough and all. And it looks like Pearce has managed to get away from Wellesby, and he's coming back for more. He's got Patrick Lay just in front of him, and he wants revenge for earlier on. We were fighting for the top three. We were fighting for the victory, in all honesty. So making their way through the midfield pack. McCullough at the head of this train of carts. 5th position at the moment. Patrick Lay and Matthew Pearce getting themselves back up the order as quickly as they can, but the leading battle still these three. 7th position, that is Evans in the 233. No, sorry, Fisher in the 233, I should say, with the 183 of Evans just in behind. So a nice position made up there from Fisher. Looks behind, and Brandon Williams has got into 2nd place. Golding in the lead. Williams has got into 2nd place, and they've pulled away from Massey. So Brandon Williams has a genuine shout of victory here. Right on the tail of Jack Golding, who's worked so hard to get into the lead. 5 laps to go, sorry. 16 of 20. And this battle isn't sorted out yet. The battle for 6th position, led by Grant Hunter in the 257. So a great little scrap there. And Brandon Williams hits the front. We didn't see him make the move, but he's got past Golding, and now Massey is going to try and get into 2nd position. But Brandon Williams, thanks to that little melee between the Lay brothers and Matthew Pearce, has taken a golden opportunity to move up from 6th position to 3rd in an instant, and then use that as a motivational platform to move forward. And he's now in the lead of the race. Incredible driving from Brandon Williams in the 223. Williams, Golding, Massey. 4 laps to go here at Shenington in the first round of the 2015 Easykart Senior Lights Championship. And the A final is going to be... I don't think we're even finished this story yet, because Williams, Golding and Massey still having a great fight. And look, Williams is going defensive already. Such is the intensity of this battle, and there's an opportunity as Williams goes out a little bit wide. He has to cut across to stop Golding getting the undercut, and Massey has got himself right back into play here. And if these guys get tangled, don't forget about the 244 of Steve Yule in 4th place. He's not far away. He could pick up a place or two if it gets a little bit messy later on in the race. Williams still holding the inside line for Wilkins. Up through the park straight they go now. Looks like somebody in trouble in front of them. 3 laps to go, and still Williams hanging 10 in front of the 2 chasing pack, Golding and Massey. 4th is Yule, 5th is McCullough, and then it is Hunter from Fisher and Evans. A great little scrap for 6th position going on there. And at the back of that little queue, that is the 247 of Mantos Zaromskas. He's got an opportunity to make 2 or 3 places here as well in the 247. He could charge through to 6th position. It's not done yet. 3 laps of the Shenington circuit to go, so keep an eye on Mantos Zaromskas. There's a good chance there. Massey closing up on Golding, closing up on Williams. He's very tight. There's only 2 laps of the Shenington circuit to go, and look, Williams is having to position the kart in exactly the right place to hold this line. He's going super defensive now. He's worked his stones to 18th place on the grid to the lead, and that is very, very tough to hang on to, especially when you've got Golding and Massey up your trumpet. He really needs to hang on to it on the inside line here and not allow Golding to get the undercut. That's beautifully executed from Williams. He's got a lead to defend here. There was a tiny bit of a nudge perhaps on the straight just as he's trying to get the run through. McCullough is actually getting close to Yule here as well, so there's a nice little scrap perhaps for 4th position, as again Golding has a look at Williams. Massey's sitting tight in 3rd position. He's got a tiny bit less of a space between them, and that could benefit him on the last lap. Here we go then, 1 more lap around the Shenington circuit. Williams, Golding, Massey. With the first corner, Williams sets the fastest lap, 42.829, but it's going to mean nothing at all if he can't stay on top of these 2. He makes Golding go around the outside. Oh, I almost thought he was going to go all around the outside then. An almost impossible move from Stratford Hairpin. Down to the Bruno Ferrari chicane. Again, Williams holds it. Golding has a look. He just can't find the space, but he might get a chance into Wilkins, and Williams knows it. He blocks the position, he blocks the line. He's not going to let him come through. Massey round the outside. He could get past one of them at least. Doesn't quite make it stick. Golding's got to hang on to second place. That's the 2:18 out on the last lap. That's Wellesby, but it's a victory just for Williams. He manages it just to the line. Absolutely clinical driving from Brandon Williams, worked his way through the field and took his chances when he needed to. Now, who got second of those two? Was it Massey or Golding? As they came across the line side by side, it was Golding who just pips Massey. Yule fourth from Kieran McCulloch in the E-plate. Hunter, Evans, Fisher, Zaromskis and Jay Hudman rounding out the top 10. Another dramatic race here in the Easykart Championships from the start of the race to the end, and even after the finish, because we had on the last lap Andrew Farley cannoning into the tyres. Fortunately though, after checks from the paramedics, he was perfectly okay.
So, started off in thirst, so where did it all go wrong?
Well, to be fair, we've been lacking in pace a little bit all day. We were very lucky in the heat to win it when Brandon had a problem on the rolling lap. Had a real good squabble in the pre-final. So, to be fair, I think Pole sort of flattered us a bit. Third is pretty much where we were on pace, and it was a good fight to finish there.
Jack started third in the grid, up to second. It was a bit of an intense battle out there. Sort of talk us through it.
Well, I was in third, started the race, followed the leaders for the first 5-6 laps. Well, I think it's a bit longer, 10 laps. Then got past the front two, was leading the race, and then Brandon came out of nowhere, overtook me and won the race.
It was quite argy-bargy at the start, trying to get through, so I dropped back a little bit on the start, but managed to get up to about 14th on the first lap, which was quite good. And then lap after lap, I was just trying to make every position up I can to get as close to the lead, and then got beyond the top three, and managed to just get into second and then to the lead, and then just defend my way to the finish. So. Yeah.
It was quite an intense to watch. What was it like where you were sitting?
Yeah, it was really nerve-wracking, but I managed to keep my cool just to bring it home for the win, so it's really good.
It's a great win for Brandon Williams, but it's that close in the championship. He's not even in the top 5 at the moment. Yule and Hunter chasing down Matthew Pearce in third position. The vice-champion seat currently held by Jack Golding, but 6 points ahead, it's Sam Massey. We'll finish off in part 4 with the Masters.